Going live. Fuck this. Boom, 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 boom. End stream. Edit. Okay. Cancel. How do you add somebody on YouTube? Oh, here we go. Participants. Oh shit! It won't let me add nobody. Man, what the fuck, yo? This ain't supposed to be this hard. All right, we gonna do it another way. Hold on. All right, top chat. Boom, 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 boom. End stream, edit. Okay, customization, public restrictions, playlist, made for kids, no, pay proportion. Boom. Tags, language, recording date, license, holding potential, customization, allow subscribers, save. Yeah, this thing really won't let me share.
Let me see what else.
Hold on.
I mean, if we need to, you know what? Nah, because so if you do it on IG, you could still get them. You could still get IG to save it, but it's just gonna be on your IG.
I know. I don't want that. That's what I was doing.
That's I feel because of the streaming and the it makes sense.
Yeah, because at least on YouTube you can copy the what's the name. So I'm about to go back to Facebook. I'm gonna go to your Dana. Oh shit! I just did something wrong. Hold on.
And this shit so I tell you what. You know what? Hold on. I sent it from the Young Gurus page. Let me send it again from my personal page.
All right, so I sent you a link via.
Got it.
See if you can log in there, and then if I can add you to the stream.
All right. Log in. Okay. Okay. So it's on my profile. Yeah, I'm logged in, but I'm not logged in under Young Gurus. I'm logged in under Dana at Young Gurus.
On YouTube?
Yeah, I see you live on YouTube. Yeah.
So can you join the stream?
Let me see. Create. Hold on. I see subscribe. No. I don't see where it says join the stream.
Hold on. Yeah, I gotta cut it off. Hold on. All right. Damn. Share to our pages. Clipping. It's crazy. Oh, okay. I see where you were. You were in the what's the name, but you were in the live, but you couldn't just log in. Hold on. All right. So how about this, Dang? We're gonna do it like this. We're gonna go ahead and get on IG. We're gonna do a template of this one, and then we're gonna have to redo it.
We'll run it back.
Yeah, we'll just run it back.
All right, for sure.
All right, so I'm gonna go on IG, and we're just gonna jump right in.
All right, cool.
All right. Fuck this. I ain't about to be going through all that shit. Boom, boom. All right. Boom. Boom. Checking connection. Yeah, that connection better be right. All right. Boom. Dang. We in there like swimwear, man. You in, dang.
You already know.
We already there.
Man, hey, tech don't want you to be great sometimes.
Hey.
It be Facebook.
Yeah.
Man, Instagram is like, I don't know what this company has done, but they make it seamless to go live here.
Yeah.
The Facebook live piece is man, they doing some interesting things over there.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, you can actually through your events now. It's funny because one of my partners is in the other room. He runs he has a platform called Stream Ticket. So they stream and monetize the tickets, the streams, and everything. But that's their forte.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Opposition, you get the ads right, but when it comes to production, now I'm gonna let my boy do that and his team. And it shows because
it's crazy because now with these big events, like they got that I realize why it costs so much to have these tech companies host these big events for you, because you pay them to where all we got to do is just jump on.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it's worth the investment. See.
Yeah, man. So I mean, what's up, yo? You getting a little grizzly there, man. I see. You know, man. I thought I was growing something here.
You know what I mean? Listen, I think at this point it's easy to just let it grow, man. All that, you know how it be when you join low, you got to do it every week. You know, I still got to do it every week, but every now and then I just whatever.
Yeah. I mean, shit, sometimes you got to, dog. You know what I mean? Got to do what works for you. You got to.
Yes, sir.
So I'm just going to go ahead and jump right in. For our future, for our audience, our fans, I welcome each and every one of you to the Push the Cloud channel. This is where we get an opportunity. I get the opportunity to invite and interview a lot of friends, colleagues, new friends, new colleagues, partners, people and entrepreneurs, small business owners who are on their journey. I'm inspired and motivated by them. I see that they're making a consistent difference in their communities. And I just reach out to them. I say, hey, let's have a conversation. Let's have a session more than anything. And let's build on the dialogue we'll have. A lot of this, my interviews will be completely off the hip. I'll have a little structure to them. But for the most part, these sessions are built for us to do two things. Number one, figure out what motivates and why you're disciplined to do exactly what you want to do, why you're pushing your cloud. And the main and most important thing is how what you're doing is helping make a positive impact on your community. So with that being said, within this episode, to all our new audiences, we get a chance to dive into math, education, entrepreneurship, all while being good at numbers, which is imperative when it comes to entrepreneurship for the youth. I have the pleasure for all of y'all to introduce a creative, an entrepreneur, a father, a friend, a colleague, a disruptor, but most importantly, a young man with strategic ways for the youth to improve their math skills. So if that's not a hell of an intro, by all means, I'd like to introduce to y'all Dana Harris, young math guru, young guru's math tutoring.
We're gonna record that intro or either dress it up and we're gonna put that on video.
We good.
First of all, man, Tone, I can't get on this live without saying a few things. Number one, I appreciate you, bro. Sincerest gratitude for you. And as you were doing that intro, I just felt like I said, well, shoot, this is about to just be one of our regular conversations.
Exactly.
Just live having our conversations.
Exactly.
So definitely, I'm always thankful and grateful for these type of opportunities. And number two, man, because we've known each other for 21 years now.
Yeah.
Even though we like to keep it professional, you already mentioned that this is going to be kind of off the cuff.
It's going to be off the cuff.
Go this whole session without saying, Tony Yayo, what's good?
Got to, man. Got to. So, man, like I said, it's a pleasure, man, to have you here. And like I said, I want to jump right in. So, and we know each other, but the audience doesn't know you. You know what I mean? So I want the audience to know more about you, why you're doing it and everything than just about, Tony the cloud pusher. So I'm going to act like I don't even know you, even though I do. So let's just start off with this. One of the first things when I remember, just going to go back 20 years ago, man. Junior Hall. It's funny because I was about to be in Smith Hall at Fayetteville State University. And Ramal, because I came down with Ramal, my roommate, he said, "Yo, man, we need to go to Joyner Hall because it looks like it's gonna be more fun." And my pops was there, so he's looking at Ramal, and he looked at me, and he's like, "Yeah, you two niggas is up here for school, right?" So I'm looking at him, and I'm like, "Damn, he right." Like, but I look at Maul like. So of course I go talk to what was the gentleman's name? Our RD Lamont. I see Lamont. I'm like, "Hey Lamont, I haven't moved. I don't got a roommate." Ramon's standing next to me, but I'm like, I don't got a roommate. There's a spot. Can I go there? So Lamont's like, yeah. Ramon walks behind me, Mr. and Mrs. Bennett. We get in Joyner Hall, and Quarterman's there. Now you remember Quarterman with the big quarter. So Quarterman's there, and it was just a beautiful thing because I'm like, yo, we're staying here. I just love everybody here, but and it was cool. But one thing I remember is you had a Raiders hat on. And I always, so I'm like, we in North Carolina. What the hell? Got a Raiders hat, man. We just went to the Super Bowl a year and a half ago. So you were like, yo, I'm Dane. And I'm like, oh, okay, you from Cali. So my point of sharing that story with our viewers is to ask you, so you're originally from Oakland, California, correct?
Originally from Oakland, California, but I've taken a page from your book, man. City born, country bred, man.
Already.
City born, country bred, and the military. A lot of people say, well, how did you end up in Carolina then? And they always got a bunch of questions and things like that. But the simple story is, raised in Oakland, California. My mother went into the Army when I was 4.
Oh, wow.
And back then, they used to get stationed overseas first. So
yep.
Mom went into the Army. She got stationed in Texas. So we left Oakland, went to Texas. And now my grandparents are originally from North Carolina. It just so happens that my grandfather retired from the Army in Oakland.
Okay.
And so when my mother got out the Army, Carolina was home to her.
Yeah.
California was home to me. So she decided to move. When she got out the Army, she decided to move to North Carolina.
Okay.
And spent several years, half of my life, man, probably over half of my life, I would say, in Carolina, just always going back and forth between California and Carolina. Most recently, I moved back to California for a few years, and then just recently, I moved back to Carolina. And
so it's been like you gotta touch both.
I tell people I'm bi-coastal Billy, man. That's all.
Okay. So, like, around what age was this that you guys actually, in what part of North Carolina?
So I actually went to high school in a little bitty town called Wilson, North Carolina.
Okay.
I used to get like terrible feelings when I talk about it, but I always realized as you mature, you realize different stages in life were actually part of your journey. Man.
Yeah.
So I graduated high school in Wilson, North Carolina. I went to Bedingfield High School.
Okay.
And from there, so I'm deciding on where to go to college. All I knew, like, school became my hustle early on. I wanted to get out the house, and school became my hustle once we got to North Carolina because I couldn't stand Wilson. Like, it just was the weirdest place ever to me, man. But I met some great people in Wilson. Still connected to a lot of people in Wilson that are near and dear to my heart, man. And so we come up on junior, senior year. My squad, it was 4 of us, man. It was me, Marcus, Terrence, and my boy Stoffel. Stoffel was a Jersey boy. He was from Newark, so he was a city boy. But my boys Marcus and Terrence, they were from Wilson, North Carolina. So Marcus went to A&T. So I got a taste of A&T life my senior year in high school, man. And I never forget, I went up there. I skipped school on a Friday and got stuck up there during the snowstorm, man. We was in the club and everything. I was staying in Sky Beach. And this before, remember before they totally revamped that whole campus.
Yeah.
So I only applied to go to Fayetteville State because at the time my girlfriend said she was going to Fayetteville State. Like it was like a family thing. So I had never even heard of Fayetteville State. Bro.
Like a lot of people during that time. Yeah.
So like Faye State was like the black sheep of HBCUs back then.
Yeah.
I had sent in all my paperwork to go to A&T, even paid my dorm fee.
Yeah.
At the last, now this how bad I didn't want to go to Faye State. I turned down an Air Force ROTC scholarship. Stupid.
What?
Stupid.
Oh my God! You know how much bread you would have got for that stipend back then?
I wasn't thinking, and so then fast forward, the same ROTC. Well, there's an Army ROTC scholarship I was still going for, and I was in the ranks, got down to like the last 3 or 5 people, right? And I didn't get it. So now I'm like, oh crap, what am I gonna do? I only applied to A&T, Faye State, and NC State. And ironically, I'm a diehard Tar Heel fan, but I never applied to Carolina. So at the last minute, man, rest in peace, Mr. Charles A. Darlington. I don't know when they're gonna put his name on the building at Fayetteville State, but they need to. Mr. Darlington called me and offered me a chancellor scholarship. And this is like June. So it's like the middle of the summer, like June, July. I think it was the end of June, maybe early July. I was like, sign me up, I'm coming. Like, he was broke. Like my big brother, he went to college, but he went to the Air Force Academy. Mom didn't have to pay for nothing. She just had to get him there. So that's how I ended up at Fayetteville State, man.
Dope. So I gotta ask, right? Why? And you said it a little bit, but why an HBCU? Because you said you had the option to you didn't know, but you did have an option, kind of like to go to UNC if you would have known more. But why an HBCU?
It was different. I remember having a conversation with my mom when I was like a freshman or a sophomore, when I first got introduced even to the concept of an HBCU. My mom was like, I didn't raise you like that. You're not going to school with just black people and this and that. And in my mind, I'm thinking like, you ain't never even been to college. You don't even know what you're talking about, Mom.
Exactly.
So I chose an HBCU because when I went to go kick it with my partner at T, it changed my life. I used to go spend the weekend at T. I think probably once a month. Because see, the thing is my mother moved my senior year.
Okay.
My mother moved, so I was staying with my uncle. My uncle didn't. As long as I went to school,
free reign.
Did my work. My uncle was like, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So I would leave on a Friday morning, skip school, and go spend the weekend at A&T for the weekend.
Ooh.
I remember going in the club, man. And so that when I got that experience, I was determined, I'm either coming here to A&T or it wasn't until Fayetteville State offered me that scholarship. So why an HBCU? The experience. This is the funny part about it. I wouldn't think about academics. I would think about the fun.
Yeah, but that experience from A&T probably made you feel like it's gonna be like that at least 4 to 5 times out the week.
That's it.
Especially you talking about early 2000s too.
Bro, this was 99.
Ooh.
99. My boy graduated in 99. So 99, 2000 going to A&T. I'm talking about, man. It was so live, man. It was so live back then, and I was just like, I gotta get a taste of this. And just Like when he took me to the Cavs, back then you could sneak your partners in the Cavs through the back door.
Come on.
They had brand new Cavs they had just built at T.
Yeah.
So I'm in the Cavs. I'm seeing everything. Went to the student center.
Yeah.
They got a bowling alley on campus. They got a game room and all. Oh,
it's the life. You probably thinking, when do we go to class? Because I know I felt the same way. Like I'm like, so we got a choice to go to class.
That's what I couldn't fathom that, because when I would come, my boy would be like, all right, well, this class right here I gotta go to.
Mm-hmm.
This class, I ain't gotta go to that one. And I'm like, what? It's like that? He's like, yeah, and so I'm asking naive, I'm like, so how does that affect your grade? He's like, as long as I do my work,
mm-hmm.
or like I got this grade, so missing one class, it don't affect me.
Yeah. I'm good. Because I just take it next semester. You know what I mean? Build a good relationship, take it next semester. I'll be all right. You'll be all right after that.
But the key too, you ain't even got to take it next semester if you get wise and you know how to use them days, because it just depends on the professor you got. You know what I'm saying? My boy was a business major, so
mm-hmm.
they weren't as strict. I feel like
mm-hmm.
and he was a freshman at the time, so he wasn't even in his major. He taking core classes. So like you say, if you got a core class, well, whatever, English, 110, 120, you know what I'm saying? College
Excuse me. Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. The basic class, you was just dibbing and dabbing and stuff. So freshman year, you just there. You know what I'm saying?
So
that was the life.
So the good thing about engagement is that, especially with these social media platforms, is, we can use a lot of the comments in the section. If they're good comments or good questions, I'm just going to throw them out in the middle of the interview. So we have a guy, I forgot his original name, but we have the Black Math Academy. And this is a great question. Yeah. I love you guys' insightful conversations. So, and that's a good question. I was going to lean toward this, but we're just going to go ahead and ask. Did A Different World, which was a college series, pretty much it was the only college Black experience that was visible on major networks at the time, especially during the 90s.
Yep.
How much, and if it did or didn't, did A Different World do HBCUs justice and had an impact on you going to Fayetteville State?
I think it had a major impact, because I'm gonna throw one to you. Between that and school days.
I forgot about school days.
Between that and school days,
yeah.
When you look at those characters, matter of fact, I just watched the Different World reunion that they had a couple weeks ago.
Oh wow!
And I think that was it. That gave us that first exposure.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? For them to do that spinoff right after the Cosby Show, you know what I'm saying? The Cosby Show was a staple in our childhood. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it gave me that first exposure. My grandfather was very, very big on education. I tell people all the time, I'm a mathematician because of my grandfather. And so I think Different World probably was the biggest influence for me on going to an HBCU, because I'm only the third person in my family to go to college. My oldest cousin, Sean, he played football at Bowie State, and Bowie State and Tawan College, right? He was a phenomenal football player. And then my older brother went to the Air Force Academy, and then there was me. You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
Like, I didn't even realize when Cuz was going to Bowie State. I really didn't, because Cuz is 20 years older than me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I didn't realize, well, not 20, I'm tripping. Like, he like 15 years older than me.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that it was an HBCU, man. So, yeah, like, Different World was I thought college was just college.
Yeah, until you saw a Different World.
That's a different type of college.
And then when you see Whitley, and you like, hold up, who Whitley? All right, this is the luxury.
Bro, even the what do they call the people in the background?
What is it? Fill-ins?
Fill-ins or something like that.
Yeah, stand-ins.
Yeah, even the stand-in people was beautiful black people, man. Like it was like, ooh, that's college.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So to give a little context, freshman year, you at Fayetteville State, you got this culture shock because I'm familiar with Wilson, North Carolina. You know, just going there through AAU and basketball, playing a little bit of basketball, sometimes going golfing up there with my father and family members, things of that nature. Going from a small rural North Carolina to Fayetteville, military base, you know, Army base, HBCU experience. It's a little bit, we're going to call it what it is, a little bit hood, especially at our time on the Merc. You know what I mean? Fayetteville State, the Merc was like, you either go to college or you go to the Merc.
Right.
Because the Merc, Fayetteville State is literally on that edge right there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, dang, if it's easy to be in school and meet somebody off of the Merc and get encompassed or, you know, start just dealing with the wrong people, right? So this is freshman year. You're still an 18, 19-year-old young man. Were you playing sports at the time? Was it just academic or was it what? Because I think I remember you either playing sports or playing football or trying out or.
So we was gonna try out. It was me, Mike Choice,
Yeah.
from Miami.
Yep.
And T. Brown. It was all four of us.
Yeah.
Remember, we used to go down in the basement to the dungeon
and
work out like every single night. We was pumping iron all the time. We was doing like 100 push-ups in the dungeon, getting it in.
Hey, pause, Dana. We were, if I'm correct, because I think y'all put me onto it. That's when y'all were doing the cards, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
Man, take me back, bro. So we had made like this pack, like, you know what, we gonna try out for spring ball.
Yeah.
And so we trained all the time. Train, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward, the first day of practice when they said 6 a.m., bro, Mike and them came to beat on my door. 6 a.m., I said, man, y'all can have that. So when they come back from practice the first day, I think Mike went and Rick went. Me and T. Brown, we was like, man, the heck with that.
Yeah.
You had 6 a.m. practice, then you had 3 p.m. practice.
Mm-hmm.
If you was late for practice, you had to push this board back and forth across the Lily Gym floor. I was like, man, y'all can have that.
Yeah.
I'm cool. So I never played.
Okay. But if you had a chance, you probably would have played football, right?
Oh, I would have walked on for sure. Like, you couldn't tell me I wasn't a head buster back then. I was bench pressing 500 pounds. You couldn't tell me I wasn't a head buster.
Yeah. So, okay. So freshman year, like I said, you got this experience. You realize, because, you know, when we're, and I'm going somewhere with this, when we're freshmen, that first year and a half, I want to say, that first year and a half is more of a, in life, from my experience, it's a transitional period. Like, you're going from having the comfortability of having your parents, you know, there, you know, financially, you know, emotionally to help you in any capacity. And now you're a freshman, you're in you're 2-3 hours away, whatever, from your home base, your comfort level. And you out here on this campus, you see all these beautiful women. There's nothing but space and opportunity in college. You know what I mean? So what I want to ask is, at what point did you realize, all right, I got to do something this year that's going to make a difference for the next 10 years? So what was it? What moment or what time during that first year? Because, you know, we were both freshmen. So I think everybody has like 2 or 3 moments in a freshman year where they either feel like, yo, this is something I can keep doing, or I'm just going to go completely left from what I was raised from. Which you already know, Dane. We didn't see it. We got friends, colleagues that they just went left. You know what I mean? And you know, when you go to high school or to college, you're not that same person. You know what I mean? So you're going to evolve, and the people that did know you from the past are not going to have that same relationship or look at you in that same light. But everybody has that one experience. So for you, what was it for you? You were like, yo, all right, I'm not playing football. I got to figure out something to do or have a plan. So what I'm really asking is, at what point in your freshman year did you were like, okay, I'm here. I got to have a plan in order to graduate in 3 years, 4 years, whatever.
Man, that phenomenal question. Two things come to mind. So freshman year, well, first of all, when I went into college, I knew like I got to make it. It's either if this don't work, I'm gonna go in the military. That's the family business, the military. So I had that in mind. Like, if this don't work, I'm going in the military.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, I set a goal for myself academically. Because I was a Chancellor Scholar, we had to get like a 3.0 GPA or something, 2.5 or 3.0, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to do like volunteer hours. So I had to do well academically. I set a goal to be in Phi Eta Sigma, which was the Freshman Honor Society. I achieved that goal. But I was pissed off because I got an A in every class my freshman year except for pre-calculus first semester.
You did, because I was trying to get you to do my algebra.
Exactly. See? So the pivotal moment was this. A lot of people didn't know this, and now that I think back, wow, it's weird. I found out, I remember the last day of the fall semester, I had a ticket to fly home to Oakland, right? And after taking my last final, I called my mom and I was like, Mom, all right, I'm done with my finals. Now, mind you, I don't have any family. My mama dropped me off and was moving to Chicago, bro.
Damn.
My uncle was still living in Wilson, so that's all I had. So I called my mom, and I knew my grandfather was sick with cancer, but my mother and my grandmother told me that day. They were like, well, when you get here tomorrow, we just want you to know, like, your grandfather recognizes you. He can hear and understand everything you're saying, but he can't really communicate. He can't really speak like you're used to. And so after going home, my grandfather died over Christmas break. And that was like my world hit rock bottom. I'm like, oh, man. So fast forward, when I go back in the spring, I was like, all right, I got to figure this out. But it was a contradiction because I had to figure it out. But then that's when I started partying. That's when I started smoking weed all the time and drinking because that was my coping mechanism at the time. You know what I'm saying? And you talk about how people become somebody different. What was weird was that people that didn't know me, even my own girl at the time, well, we had broken up. Yeah. But a lot of people was like, oh, man, he's somebody totally different. They didn't realize I smoked weed and got drunk. Like, before I went to high school, I just realized that it wasn't helping me achieve my goal of making school my hustle. So I had already experienced getting high and drunk way before college. Yeah. I just wasn't one of those cats that did it on a regular. I would do it when I go visit my family in Oakland. So back to the answer, when my grandfather passed away, I was like, okay, I got to do this now in honor of his legacy. Because his dream was to see his grandchildren go to college. So I started partying in the spring, but I still got all A's in the spring. I didn't go to the club till the spring. Yeah. I didn't drink until the spring. I smoked one time. I remember freshman year, first day of class, they was smoking in the dorm. So I had one of those moments where in the fall semester, daggone Karan tried, because remember he was T Brown's roommate. He was like, man, you talk about you from Cali, man. You don't even smoke, man. Yeah. So I go in the room like, look, all right, man, let me show you what's up. So they like, hold on, man. Hey, you wanted me to smoke with you, so I'm gonna smoke like I smoke. But I threw it back. Yeah. And so fast forward, I knew I had to make it. Like, I knew college had to work for me, but at that point, spring semester, it became, okay, now this is for someone greater than me. This is in memory of my grandfather's legacy.
Yeah.
So that was that pivotal moment for me where I knew, all right, now it's time to get it in.
Cool. So it necessarily didn't have anything to do with college. It was more of a life moment that really motivated you to get more disciplined, not motivated. We can all be motivated. We can all be motivated, giddy, but it takes a certain discipline to want to change your life at that moment as an 18-year-old to you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't easy, especially in college. So wow, that's something. That's
when I went home, when I went to visit my mother, like she was staying in Chicago at the time. So
damn, I didn't know that.
Thanksgiving break. And I stayed with them for them 5 days. I was like, I can't come here. It's wild out here.
Yeah.
So that affected me. But really fast, my moment of self-reflection was sophomore year when I was pledging and I lost my scholarship. That
shit.
For me, it was sophomore year. I lost my scholarship.
Let's transition. Let's keep going. All right.
That's when I lost my mind.
Yeah.
So I didn't meet my academic requirements, and they pulled my scholarship. So now I had to take out student loans, and I was like, oh man, this ain't somebody else's money no more. I gotta pay this back.
Yeah, I gotta pay it back.
That's when I was like, okay, right. I went on Malcolm. It was Malcolm mode after that. By any means necessary.
Yeah.
It's better to cheat than to repeat. Whatever, bro. Like study groups. I gotta make it.
Yeah.
Because now I'm paying.
Hey, Dane, 123helpme.com.
And that was when we had dial up and you had to wait outside the computer, like, man,
oh my God. So I want to touch on that, man, because the beauty of going to a HBCU, even though I didn't have a chance to actually cross for any one of the highly touted fraternities in the HBCU experience, I believe that being in a frat or sorority is like no other. You know what I mean? This was somebody who wanted to be in a frat, couldn't really make up my mind at the time. Which one, even though I had friends from all of them, and you know what I mean, you know the story. But you had that opportunity to do that, and you mentioned something about during that time was when the time you had to really, because I know that's a trying time. You get tested, the manipulation. I'm not going to get too deep into all that stuff, but the trials of the mental capacity it takes to be able to follow orders, sort of like similar to the military being in a corporate structure. You have to be able to adhere by a certain type of guidelines and morals and ethics to be part of that organization. So with your HBCU experience, knowing that, hey, I'm going to this Black college, I'm seeing plenty of Black, different Black cultures, heritages, things of that nature. With your HBCU experience, why did you decide? You don't got to go into long detail, but why was it imperative for you at that time, during that time that you were going through that with your grandfather, to say, I'm going to stick and stay with pursuing this goal of being in this frat and, pursuing my career? Why was that so imperative to you? Because you could have not had to do that and still got the grades you did and accomplish your goals, but you still wanted to take that chance, that risk, because obviously it came out for you. What was the motivating factor in that? Like, why do that and get the HBCU experience?
So I wanted to do, in high school, I was a 3-sport athlete.
Okay.
So I was always used to being involved in something.
Wait. What 3 sports?
I played football, I wrestled, and I ran track.
Oh, dope. Okay.
And back in them days, they would tell you run track just to stay
ready
for football.
Run track so you can be ready for football. Be a couple seconds faster.
I surely was not a track star at all. whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to be involved in something, and after I decided that I wasn't going to play football,
Mm-hmm.
the next thing I remember our freshman year, no, actually my senior year of high school, I went to Fayetteville State's homecoming because my girlfriend at the time was at Fayetteville State.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And I seen the bros win the step show, man. Shout out to man, my big brothers, man, John Smith and his line, man. The fall 2000 line, I mean spring 2000 line.
Okay.
The fall 98 line.
Okay.
The Epsilon Zeta chapter.
Okay. Okay.
When I went to homecoming and I saw the step show, I was like, whoa, that was dope.
Mm-hmm.
So to connect the two, I wanted to get involved in something.
Cool.
And I was like, okay, well, I see they doing something on campus.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a lot of exposure to fraternities and sororities although I did get a scholarship from one of the fraternities. So I chose that because of more so I realized that there was opportunities to network and have this. That was another life moment for me where I was like, okay, well, in order for me to be successful now as a young man or grown man now, I got to build me a network to help me become successful. A lot of times we grow up, we people of color, a lot of times, not all of us have a network that we can call on. We've seen so many of our counterparts, they could go to college, party like it's 1999, literally, drop out, and then go back and do the family business that the family really owns.
Yeah.
And so for me, it was, I chose the fraternity experience to be, just to have something to solidify, like not only did I go to college, but let me add something extra on my plate to show that I can be active and involved. So when I actually finish college, they might want to know that stuff on your resume. I'm just like, okay. And then now I got a network of folks that I can reach out to help, keep their ear to the street and their eyes to the street as far as what job opportunities and career opportunities are available for.
Cool. And it was, besides them winning the step show and the ice cold, you know what I'm saying? All y'all be doing, I like it a little, you know what I'm saying? So this is your opportunity to throw a little shots if you want to. I respect all of the frats, but why A5A? Why Ice Cold Brothers? Why?
Very simple, man. I chose A5A simply because I realized that they all had that. What do you call it? What's the word? I can't think of my master's degree words right now. They all, you're going to have a label no matter what fraternity you join. And I was like, okay, well, if they're going to label me, I might as well get labeled with the smart dudes versus the dirty dogs or the pretty boys and all that.
Yeah.
I was like, let me go ahead and get down with the intelligent brothers. And they were so cool, though. At the time,
I mean, they call y'all ice cold, but I mean, they ain't none of my business. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, what is it? Epsilon Beta, the Capitals, right?
Yep.
Them boys was sharp.
Yeah.
They had some cold brothers on the yard back then.
They did.
They had some sharp brothers.
Most of them were thorough back then too.
Right.
Very thorough.
But man, the EZ, when I seen the step show for EZ. And then I seen the probate for spring 01.
Oh, I remember that. Ooh, I remember that 01. Hey, it was deep. That
used to have people on the roof back then, bro.
Dog, yo, that 01, those 01, 02 lines, including the Easy, the Qs, that Delta line was crazy that year.
Yep. And think about it. That was when, because think about it, our freshman year, it was only the Alphas, the AKAs,
and the Sigmas, right?
The Sigmas. Actually, no. It was a lot of probates. It was Alphas, AKAs. The Sigmas had a line.
Yeah.
But that was Greek life was just getting back.
Yeah.
2002, when I crossed, there was only us and the Zetas.
Yep.
The Kappas did a probate, but remember the Capitals used to do renegade line.
They did. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. I'm gonna say it louder. They did.
So it's like that experience for me was phenomenal. I was like, well, shoot, let me get down with the smart boys.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm not a dancer, so the shimmying wouldn't have worked for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was cool to see when they twirling and this and that.
Yeah, but the whole convulsion thing, you ain't want to get with.
If I'm gonna get down, I'm gonna be labeled with the smart.
You're gonna be chill, cool, combat, collective. Make sure the money come in and everything. So that's a beautiful thing, man. I mean, you made the best choice, obviously. And I say that, and I don't care how anybody feel about it. You know what I'm saying? But you made the best choice for you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it comes down to. So you're an alpha. The HBCU experience, of course, is unlike no other. Your graduating class was 05, correct? Or 04?
I graduated fall 04.
Okay. So you graduated on time, unlike me. Okay, cool.
I did an extra semester. So technically,
okay, you know what I mean? There's no to me, I don't think there should be a time stamp on when you graduate. But either way, you know what I'm saying? So 04, so you had a straight through college tenure, which is good. Got the HBCU experience. So what hurdles, including, and I know you mentioned your grandfather, at what point does YGM math tutoring, entrepreneurship, 04 now, I want to put you in the 04 category, because one thing I'm very familiar with, and we both have this similarity, is we both had, and I'll let you say it, but we both had, for lack of better words, a life change around that time, right?
2 weeks before graduation, I got that phone.
So I want to put you in that mind state. This is 04. So, like I said, HBCU experience, you're alpha, you're accredited, you've got this thing. You're like, okay, I'm about to graduate. Oh, shit. I get a call, and I'm going to let you tell the story, but what is going through your mind during this time? And was it 04 to where you decided, I want to start diving into being an entrepreneur and YGM is it? Or was this just a life experience? And your life experience that happened that motivated you to come up with that in the near future? I guess what I'm really asking is, with the life obstacles, I want to get on life obstacles, because as entrepreneurs and small business owners, we are so accustomed to being in a circle and in a system that sometimes when life hits us, we have a way of just saying, okay, I'll get through it and then keep going. Life doesn't work that way. You have to stop and deal with life, right? Out of those situations, sometimes we can be motivated to do something. Sometimes we can lose interest and lose discipline. So 04, all these experiences, all these accomplishments, it hits. Where are you at mentally? And I guess the question I'm asking is, in 04, where were you at, and was that the time where you wanted to be an entrepreneur because of your new life experiences, or what?
So the idea of having a tutoring business actually started from this project I had in public speaking class in high school. I don't even know why. I was good at math. I would help people. When I was in undergrad, I worked in the tutoring center.
Okay.
And so fast forward to 04, I got the call 2 weeks before graduation. I'm pregnant. Oh, man, wait, hold up. That wasn't part of the plan.
Yeah.
But needless to say, I had to man up and handle it.
Yeah.
All I knew was I got to get a job. So I got this job as a credit counselor. I was working at, didn't really like it. And then a couple weeks now, this is all while. And so I was thrusted into, I still hadn't really even thought about entrepreneurship, but I was pushed off into entrepreneurship after my son was born, after DJ was born, because like it just wasn't enough.
Mm-hmm.
The job I had started teaching eventually.
Yeah.
So I was doing the credit counselor thing, and hold up, my screen acting crazy.
Mine was too. I was messing with it too. So you good?
I don't even know how to get the comments out of the way.
You can't.
So, all right. Well, so after that, man, my son was born. I started teaching, and actually, I started teaching before my son was born, right?
Oh wow. Okay.
So I taught for the spring semester. And I started part-time at one school at Terry Sanford. So we on one side of Faith State on the good side.
The good side.
I liked it. So I was like, you know what? Let me try another teaching job. So then I started teaching at E. Smith.
Okay.
I liked it. I taught that spring semester, but I wouldn't get paid during the summer.
Yeah.
So summer came, I wasn't getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
My son was due in July. He was born July 26th. I was like, yo, I got to get another job. So I got a job working in admissions at Fayetteville State. He was born my first day of work. But
hold on, 04 up to 26?
05.
Dang, that's wow.
So 04 going into 05. He was born July 26, 05.
Yeah, Leo. You know my birthday. We gonna throw it out there.
Hold on, wait. Let me make sure my numbers is right.
Yeah.
But so when that happened, that first day when he was born, I'm still working. I eventually left the job because we was traveling and everything like that. But what pushed me into entrepreneurship was I left the job in admissions and went back into the classroom.
Okay.
But money was tight. I was making way more money working at Fayetteville State because I was traveling. So I was getting my regular salary.
Okay.
Plus I was getting per diem when we were traveling.
Yeah.
So I was making easily like an extra $1,500, sometimes an extra 2 G's per diem. Yep. During the recruiting season.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, man, I got to get some more money. That's when I started tutoring. So I just started word of mouth, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I tutor, I need some help. People would call me here and there. So it was just word of mouth kind of thing, just to get some extra money on the side to have to do. Really, to be honest, at the time, it probably was just extra money so I could have to support my weed habit at the time. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
just to be honest.
You still a college student then, you know, young father, still a college student, you know. So, you know, you got to keep up with the lifestyle, unfortunately, your lifestyle, you know what I mean? At the time, wasn't like it was crazy. Neither one of us was red and meth back then. So, and I want to touch on that, man, because I in our community, especially as Black fathers and with you being an educator, it's been very important that our sons see us in a light that's positive, aside from what the media presents to, you know, these young Black boys out here. Entertainment, sports, entertainment, sometimes fashion, but fashion falls under entertainment for the lack of better words. Now, as a creative, as an entrepreneur, and a business professional, because at this time, 04, 05, we're all fathers at this time, right? But I want to stick on you. We're all young fathers. None of us know what we're doing, because I remember me and Raheem, one of our other friends, and a couple, all of us would call each other like, "Yo, yeah, we all had kids at the same time. We all like, yo, what did I do? What did you do? You know what I'm saying?" But as a father, how do you make sure? He gonna be SOL, but how do you make sure now? I'm not gonna steer away from there, but no, you know what? I'm not gonna forward. During that time, new father, still becoming a new educator, you're at that point in your time where you're realizing, okay, these funds aren't working for what I want. I'm a new father. I have to do something that's going to generate revenue, not only for me, but for my son, right? 05, I think you were what, 22? Maybe 23, 22? Yeah. So at that time, and I understand that, you know, time is all we got, right? Time is the most valuable thing that we have. As a father, how did you make sure at the time, and I understand the mind frame us being young, how did you make sure to balance that time with your son at the time? And what are some tips at that age, not now, Dane? So at that age, at that age, being a young father, you were able to use and cope to basically, what are some tips you can give other fathers at that age coming up trying to be an entrepreneur who are listening when it comes to being in their kid's life and maintaining a business in the entrepreneur lifestyle?
Great question. I think that you really got to find a rhythm. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I would do is I kind of pulled back on. I still like to go kick it with the homies, kick it with the bruds.
Mm-hmm.
Still would go to the club from time to time and things like that, man. But I realized for me, it was the pain of not knowing my own father.
Mm-hmm.
So that made, like, people, you already know, man. People would tell you.
Mm-hmm.
DJ has had a front row seat to the wild side of me as well as the more refined side of me these past few years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what I would do really is I would spend more time at the crib. Like, I was still smoking and drinking, but I was smoking and drinking at the crib.
Mm-hmm.
I would invite the homies to come to my crib. So if I wanted to kick it with the homies, hey man, slide through. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So I started to prioritize what was more important to me. Was it being able to go out and go to the club, or was it spending time with my child? You know what I'm saying? I think that also at the time, his mother was a homebody. You know what I'm saying? So that helped as well. So
access, having access.
Run the streets, you know what I'm saying? Like, she was making sure he was good and all that. You know, so that, shout out to her, because that was very, very helpful. Because I still very much so wanted to be in the streets.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you're young at the time. You're still 22. It's not a cop out or a justification. It's just what it is. You're 22. You're a new father. You're coming to your entry level into a new career. Like, being a dad and a father, like, I know for me at the time, I was like, man, like you said, you were on go. You got to do whatever it takes. And sometimes those decisions can be the worst decision. But because we're in, as men, we're in go mode, in survival mode, which is completely different from how, mothers, their perspectives and how their approach. Like, it can be challenging, you know.
And I think it's crazy because I went the illegal route, but I realized real quick selling weed wasn't for me. It just, I did it. I'll never forget when I did. Bro, I could be riding in the car, and if I just got a little bag to smoke, I ain't even tripping. That's everyday life. Yeah. The time that I actually was selling weed and I was driving with it, the morals and values kicked in. It didn't feel right, man. I felt like I was gonna be stopped by them. I was like, I can't do this. That's the other thing that made me like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna be slanging this math, man. We're gonna have dime sacks of math out here, man, because I couldn't do the illegal route, because when you got a child to take care of, you like by any means necessary. Yeah. And so I encourage the young people, like, to really, really prioritize what means most to you. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, a lot of times we be trying to chase money, talking about, oh man, I got to get this bread for my child. Yes, it does take money to raise a child, but at the end of the day, our children need our time.
Exactly. You know, especially fathers.
So that's the thing that I would encourage people: be there. We gonna always have time to make money, but them, you and I both know, them 18 years go by quick. I can't believe DJ is 16 years old now. Man. Like, I'm tripping.
Man, what's the day? The 15th. In 2 years, KJ will be 17, dog.
You see what I'm saying? So it's my encouragement is and process our own pain. For me, I didn't know my biological father. Yeah. So when she told me she was pregnant, all I knew was to be a provider.
Yeah.
I don't really know much of nothing else. I'm gonna be a provider.
Yep.
I'm gonna spend time with.
Yep.
And that's what I did, man.
Yeah.
So take that pain and realize that if you really want to be successful at this fatherhood thing, you got to invest time in your child.
Exactly.
And so all these other things, as far as being an entrepreneur and things like that, and really, I would encourage anybody push that back. When I always said this, you got two choices. Most people either have kids early, then try to get money, or they get money and get established in their career or whatever they're gonna do, and then have kids late.
Yeah.
I didn't plan on having a child at 23, but it is what it is, and I gotta make it work. Having a child was the best thing for me because it made me grow up. And I always tell people, fatherhood helped me find my own true identity. You know what I'm saying? So fatherhood benefited me, man. It really, really helped shape and mold who I am today.
Cool. Yeah, I wanted to make sure to touch on that, man. And even to this day, with us having teenagers, like then, I'll pick up the phone and ask for advice, man. I respect you. I admire you. And it's great to have a brother like yourself and friend that we can always, include in all of our networks, reach out to each other and call each other when we're in those difficult times. We need to have those conversations dealing with our sons and our daughters, just being better fathers and better men to our children, as well as in our community. And nowadays people are having kids at a higher, younger rate than they have ever before. And these single mothers and single fathers, they're growing up and they're not having a basis, but everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. And sometimes when you're a young father or a young mother, it's hard to really hone in on that. You know what I'm saying? And know how to level it. So it's great that you were being insightful and gave that piece, man. I really appreciate that. So when it comes to math tutoring, because we're gonna go ahead and jump in, like, I know you were good at math. I mean, it's obvious. Freshman, sophomore year, all I did was I'd hit up you, Quarterman, or Nunu, RIP, and be like, yo, which one of y'all want to help me with my college stuff? You know what I mean? My math and stuff. So why math tutoring, dog? Like, I know you love it, but from a business standpoint, why math and why tutoring?
So the ultimate connection is to my grandfather, man. One of my affirmations, or part of my why is for my grandfather because he was my first math teacher. So I got into math tutoring because being a math major, being a math teacher, I realized, I'm like, yo, these kids out here struggling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, well, shoot, I might as well tap into what I know. And then as I started to learn more and more about business and doing it for several years now, I realized the value in it. You know what I'm saying? It's I like what Miles Monroe says. Don't seek money. Seek to become a person of value.
Yep.
People will give you their money. And so I think ultimately I just saw the value in the classroom myself, man. I feel like I was a unicorn in those days because, and this is pre-social media. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I realized that, a lot of kids, especially our kids of color, they don't have people in front of them that look like them.
Yeah.
You gotta go through math to get a high school diploma. You know what I'm saying? So me having that skill and that level of expertise, I was like, you know what? Let me do what I do best. I enjoy it. Like I was thinking as we were preparing earlier, and something came to me, and I was just like, I never thought about it. I was like, I'm just a serial math teacher. Like, people call me out of the blue, like, oh man, I need help with da-da-da-da-da. And I'm driving and calculating in my head and stuff like that. It's just math to me. It makes sense. Like it's.
Ooh, math makes sense. Let me write that down.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you didn't know, if I didn't study for this history test, I'm not gonna know these different dates and these different people associated with this particular historic event. In English, if I don't know the difference between nouns and verbs and pronouns, but of course back in our day they were still doing grammar, then it wouldn't make sense. Math, I felt like early on, they used to teach us how to check our answers back in our day. So I was like, wait, you basically giving me a license to cheat. Like I could check all my answers to make sure that I turn in the quiz. Sign me up, man. So everybody needs math. Like you gotta go through math to get a diploma. And so that's why I stuck with math tutoring. If you go through any college program, you gotta go through math. You know what I'm saying? On the academic side. But we all doing some kind of math every day in our life, man.
Yeah. So this was more of a this is a hobby that turned into a passion that turned into a motivating life goal that is now something that is helping you generate revenue and help your community, and at the end of the day feel your passion, because you only started math to help people.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what it is.
Dope. So now let me ask you this: what are some programs you were working with and you'd like to work with in the near future?
I'm working on, so I've had this goal of being able to teach math on my terms, man. So for my own tutoring business, I'm building this year, making it more of like a membership.
Okay.
And so the community is going to have three tiers of membership. So at the tier 1, you basically can join these weekly live sessions, just Q&A sessions. You know, people that got random math questions and things like that, or you just randomly want to get some help on your math for a small fee. You can join the sessions, and you can get recordings to them. So that's one level. Tier 2 is going to be group sessions. So they're going to be group based on grade levels, and then high school to be based on the courses. And so you could join a group session to where we have a weekly class. I'm going to teach you the curriculum and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so now you're going to get it in simple form. I'm going to teach. I like to talk the language of the people. You know what I'm saying? So if I got to teach you in Ebonics, I'm going to break it down in Ebonics and do it like that.
As long as you get the message.
Top tier, that's it. Top tier is what I've been doing all along, that one-on-one math tutoring. But at the same time, it's going to have, it's going to be a level up. Now, along with that, there's different worksheets and notes that I'm going to be offering for my clients and things like that. So that's on the business side of things. Another thing that I'm working on is putting together some online courses. My first online course is actually going to be a fractions course.
Okay.
And you might say, well, why fractions? Well, because fractions, I always say students treat fractions like Debo. You know what I'm saying? Fractions is that first piece of math content a lot of times in elementary school where kids, they be with the race. They running, boom, boom, boom. But fractions hit them and they like, oh, no, I quit.
Yeah, I'm out.
So on that's another piece. And really just little by little expanding my products and services, man. I'm definitely going to start rolling out some more, just doing more lives and things like that, to where I'm just showing people different math concepts and things like that. I don't like all the tricks. I think a lot of bad teaching has caused people to have tricks in the mathematics, and they only last so long. And last but not least, one of the things that I'm very, very passionate about is that kids are over tested. And I want kids, what I realize is that with math tutoring, most of the kids, it's not that they can't do the math. It's that they've had these different teachers in the classroom as well as around them in the home talking so bad about math. So now they think math is a bad thing. Math is so difficult. You either a math person or you're not. So they got this fixed mentality. And most of the time, it's just getting the kid to have the confidence to know that they can do math. So for me, that's most of my products and services so far. I definitely got the YouTube channel where I have over 200 videos, just different math lessons and things like that. But
that's under Young Guru Math Tutoring on YouTube, correct?
Yes, Young Guru's Math Tutoring.
Okay, good.
But I like people to understand that you can do math. Is it easy? No, it's not always easy, but you can do it. For some people, they learn at a different pace than others, but that's my thing, man. And it's a great feeling to know that I'm able to serve the world one math lesson at a time, man.
So let me ask you this. Right now, while you were building your brand, what are some of the tools as a creative you use that help you build your brand?
YouTube.
YouTube?
YouTube. What's crazy is, man, I got a whiteboard right here to my left, and I got a whiteboard to my right. So the number one tool that I found that was dope was I built this whiteboard in my crib years ago.
Okay.
So that and a cell phone. And I started the YouTube channel because I just wanted to do something to help my students more. And they loved it. And they was like, yo, Mr. Harris, can we do that more? Really what it was, I just taught the lesson on video. And this was when they started rolling out the one-to-one Chromebooks.
Yeah.
So I went on Google Classroom, put the YouTube video on there so they could see the lesson, and then gave them their assignment so they could work at their own pace. And at the time, I had juniors and seniors, so they were like, oh, we got to sit here and listen to his lecture.
Mm-hmm. That was a connection.
Tool to help me, man. Shout out to Joshua Byes, man, at Hope County High School. He was the one that encouraged me. Then that's when I got on Instagram. But those are my number one tools, man. This whiteboard at the crib, a cell phone to record the videos, and maybe, like some lights. But with math, I can go online and get different problems and stuff like that. Like, it ain't no copyright infringement if I'm taking some math equations off the internet and stuff like that. So for me, my tools of the trade, it may be a calculator. I think I keep a calculator somewhere.
Well, that wasn't no TI 85, was it?
It's 83, man.
83.
I still got the old calculator, man.
Yo, he got the old boy and his big and thick paws. Hey, you could do so many things on there. So yeah. So what I want to do, three things. I want to do a quick rundown. I'm just going to ask some random questions, Dane. I want you to answer them as authentically, as honest as possible. And then from there, it's the sky's the limit. But these are going to be some off the hip questions. So, but it's insight, and it's going to, help you, help give our audience a good introspect on who you are as a person, as well as how, authentic you could be. So, if you had right now, you're an educator, a professor, as well as an entrepreneur, small business owner with your tutoring program. But if you had one wish and you knew if you had one wish and you knew what you were going to be and you could do something else, what would that career be?
I always tell people I would have went to dentistry school.
To be a dentist?
Yeah, I don't know why. I've been telling people that for like 20 years, man. Like, I would have went to dentistry school at Carolina.
Oh, it's got to be Carolina.
I would have went, but my first career, actually, my first career choice, I wanted to be a barber.
Ooh, you know what? I can see the dentist. You know what I mean? You going in there, doing a little washing, giving a little mints and shit. You know what I'm saying? Telling people to come back in 2 weeks. I can see that. But I can also see you barbering up, giving somebody a fave and saying, yeah, let me get 40. You know what I mean? So,
hey, listen, don't be surprised if one day you see me like I got a whole building and I'm cutting hair in the front and I'm tutoring math in the back.
I will not be surprised, Dave. I won't be surprised, dog. I won't. So, tell me something that's true that almost nobody agrees with you on.
It's true that nobody agrees with me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. E40 is one of the greatest rappers out there.
Come again?
E40 is one of the greatest rappers in the industry.
That is a strong your truth. And I like E40, dog. I love E40.
How many people got 30 plus albums? Independent.
Shit. Independently, I don't. Top of mind, can't think.
Still evolving to make music with the young boys, the new generation, but yet he's still an OG, serial entrepreneur.
Yeah.
His own wine line.
Yes.
All you got to do is learn how to understand what he's saying.
That's it.
40 water, man. Top 10.
He's so 40 water, yo. Yo, that's a strong one. That's the truth, dog. That's the truth. I don't know. I don't know what artists. That's not to say there aren't, but the top of mind 30 independent albums, probably the closest to probably E40 I could think of is maybe Tech Nine, but I don't even know if Tech Nine has that many albums.
I like that, but yeah, he ain't got that many, but Tech Nine,
yeah. Yeah, because Tech Nine did his thing independently. So okay, so E40, that's the truth for you. All right, what are you not good at? That you feel open to tell, like, yo, I'm not good at this. I can't play checkers. I don't know how to swim. I don't know how to say the alphabet backwards. Like, like what are you just not good at?
Dancing, man. I ain't no dancer, man. I got a mean two-step. I used to have to get sauced up to dance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm not good at dancing, man, for real.
So even I'm gonna see if I can slide it out of you. Even as an A5A member, that steps, you don't know how to dance or you don't like to dance.
That's the crazy part about it. Stepping was simple because it's mathematics.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when we step.
Yeah. Yeah, because I know I wouldn't be able to do that. Okay, so I asked you what career you would want to do, but if you had one day to try a profession other than your own, not to choose the career and you do that forever, but if you had one day to just choose any profession, what would you do just to be like, yo, I did this for a day. It was a hell of an experience. I always wanted to do it. What would you do for that day? You going to the military? Oh, well, I mean, for a day. Yeah, we gonna come back to that. We gonna come back to that. We gonna come back to that. All right, so let me ask you this. When you first started, and you're still in the beginning process, but when you first started, what was the one hold on. Yeah, what's the one thing you wish you had at the beginning of your career? As an educator or entrepreneur or business owner, what's the one piece of advice or the tool or the capital, whatever, that you wish you had starting that you could take advantage of to now? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Everyone. Mm-hmm. So to follow on that, and I have a feeling you're probably going to use that same answer for this one. What are some of the best resources that have helped you along the way? Mm-hmm. Oh wow. Mm-hmm. Yo. Yeah. Yep. Agreed. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Boom. I gotta get some juice on here. Hold on.
Yeah, me too. I gotta get some juice. I'm down to like 15%.
Oh man, you got more than me.
Oh man, we're gonna wrap up in a minute, man. I wanted you to finish that last thought though. I know the audience was very tuned in with that last thought.
But no, I think the key thing is investing in the network that we want to build.
Mm-hmm.
If we whatever it is that we're trying to do as an entrepreneur, invest in someone that's done it already.
Yep.
We don't have to reinvent the wheel. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And I think that there's certain experiences that we've had building this thing brick by brick on our own.
Yes.
But I've also gotten a lot of wisdom from my coach, Kendall Ficklin, from brothers in the G-Men, shifting the relationship with people, even in my fraternity.
Yeah.
Going from being, you know, oh, we just partying and doing the shooting the breeze, so to speak, to now like really talking about fatherhood, really talking about business,
Yeah.
talking about different things that really matter to our legacy.
Mm-hmm.
And so I encourage anybody, invest in a community, invest in a coach, and start building those relationships. And a lot of times people say, "Oh, well, I'm an introvert, and I don't really talk to people like that."
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, you can still get value from these different communities even as an introvert.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, you got to work from the inside out. It's a lot of people that got great ideas, but people be chasing the bag. But then we messed up in the mind. Our mindset is still poor. So we want to get rich and be wealthy and things like that as a businessman, as a businesswoman, as an entrepreneur. But we still have poor thinking. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what goes back to the book. My books, that's the real value. Like I like going to Barnes and Noble and coming out with bags of books now.
You know me too.
So it's like I got these books and I'm like, ooh, okay, which one I'm gonna read next?
Ooh.
And I think that books are important during certain seasons too.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
100%.
So like we got, if we have a community around us, shout out to Fitz too. What's up, Fitz? Another
Fitz.
Like when you have a community of people that we can reach out to, you have answers about marketing that I know nothing about. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because it can still be tough to build these relationships with people, even as an extrovert. I'm super extroverted, but at the same time, I think it's important that we build authentic relationships with people as we're building our businesses.
Not yet. Okay. My fault, Dane.
No, it's all good. It's all good. So yeah, that's a very important resource. And like I said, work from the inside out.
Definitely.
That's the first thing my coach told me. He was like, people come to me chasing, talking about, thinking I'm about to teach them how to build a business. And the first thing I start working on is like their mindset, their mentality. Because my thing is, I don't want to be a public success in a private job.
Man,
like
listen.
If I'm a millionaire as an entrepreneur and my sons feel like, damn, we had no time with you, then I lose.
Yeah, because you can't get that back. You can't get that back if you got control. If you have control of the access.
Yeah.
But you were leading into something. So the books, and we had one of our actual viewers ask, "What was that book?" So my next question was, "What 3 books are you reading right now, and or at least what 3 books are you reading that you can offer to our readers?"
Boom. Many habits. I'm reading this right now. As you see, I got a napkin. I use anything for a bookmark.
A bookmark,
right
man.
now,
listen, think of my bookmark right here.
Whatever, business card, anything. Sticky note, it don't matter. Many habits. I'm reading. Shout out to Connie. Connie S. Falls, man. She's a system. She calls herself Systems Bay. If you're not following Connie on Instagram, she has helped several big time entrepreneurs set up systems in their business. And
wow.
The book is, I think it's like $20, and she got an ebook. Connie S. Falls. Shout out to Systems Bay. Those are 2, and I'm also reading from time to time. Man, I got a couple of them. I'm reading this one. Definitely time to make.
I've seen that, and I don't know, man. Now that you recommended it, I'm gonna read it. You know what I mean?
All right, let me see. Here's another one.
The execution.
Anthony Flynn. If you're not following Anthony Flynn, follow him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop. I'm always reading the Bible. I got about 4 Bibles over here.
Oh wow.
I think those are all the books that are in my workspace right now. And I like John Maxwell. I love John Maxwell.
Yeah.
His leadership books. Yeah, like I very seldom read. Everything I read is, for the most part, personal development. I've been told I should read some stuff for leisure, but I'm like, man, nah. First book was Many Habits. Oh no, wrong book. Many Habits by Stephen Guy.
Whoa, I'm definitely finding that. Hold on, you're gonna have to text that to me later on. Huh?
Yeah, it's a thin book. It's a great read though, but it basically talks about what you were saying earlier. That book is basically saying screw motivation and depend on willpower.
Exactly.
So his first example, he talks about how he had a goal of doing 100 push-ups a day, but he started by doing 1 push-up a day, and he's basically saying like, if you get down to do 1 push-up, naturally you about to be like, nah, man, I'm gonna at least do 10. I'm gonna at least do 5. So when you start out with those mini versions of a lifestyle change that we want to have, then it builds up our confidence. And so what I love about that book is it talks about willpower. And you and I both know willpower is one of the key ingredients that we
Yes.
because that motivation it wear off. I go see
Listen.
E.T. or go see somebody or watch Inky Johnson and
Yep.
watch different motivation videos and I'm ready to go run through a brick wall, but I'm tired naturally at different times. You know what I'm saying?
And then you gotta keep him in your ear if you're not naturally disciplined to go out and enact that act yourself.
That's it. Yeah.
Yep.
So books wise, man, I'm always reading something.
Mm-hmm.
Audio books too. I don't necessarily like the digital books necessarily.
Yeah, I'm not big into that either.
Turner, man.
Yeah.
I'm a page turner. On Audible right now, I'm listening to Nelson Mandela's autobiography. One of my coaches suggested listening to different biographies and autobiographies as well. So the first one of those that I'm doing is Nelson Mandela. He's one of my favorites, man.
Dope. So we're about to wrap up in a minute, but the last thing I wanted to ask you, last 4 questions, dealing back to entrepreneurism and just being in the business. How much does TEAM team play a part in your business? And when I say team, I mean together everyone achieves more. How much does that play in your business right now? Play a part in your business.
And even though I would be probably considered a solopreneur,
mm-hmm.
I think the team piece is number one in the home with my family, my children. You know what I'm saying? I think that we have to figure out different ways of handling different things day to day. You know what I'm saying? Between whether it's cooking meals and stuff like that. My sons know in the evenings I'm going to be tutoring. My sons know, like, for example, baby boy, he playing football now. And
what?
So I realized, like, yesterday, like, I can't tutor on game day.
Yeah.
So I like being at his practice and everything. You know what I'm saying? So also outside of the home, those communities, once again, man, like I can reach out to you and learn about marketing strategies, dystopia, different click funnels and different things like that. So, and even if that means I got to make a small investment or a bigger investment for me, why am I going to try to invest time in learning marketing strategies when you already got the blueprint? You know what I'm saying? And I get it, for everybody, they don't have a budget to say, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna pay Tone to push the cloud for me. You know what I'm saying? Even down to things like Fiverr and stuff like that, but really allowing people to operate in their gifts.
Yes.
I realize my gift is not math.
Yep.
It took years to realize that my gift is the ability to connect with people. And I use my gift in the form of teaching. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to team, to me, like I had to learn the hard way. Certain things, although I want to do it, I want to know different aspects of the business. But as I grow as an entrepreneur, investing in people and helping them build their business by them taking their area of expertise, and I just pay them for that.
Yep.
So, excuse me, because now I'm focused on my gift. You know what I'm saying? I can, and even if I was decided to change my business and go do something else, I can teach something else. I'm still able to do that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like build you a team, build you a starting 5 or a circle of influence to where you can reach out to different people and say, okay, well, I know I got Tony, DJ calling me. I got Tony that does marketing. I got this person that does that. And so, yeah, you can grow your business more by having systems in place and having a person that does this.
Exactly. So 3 people who have been the most influential to you. Now, this can be life, this can be business, this can be both. Just 3 people, but if you can't make it down to 3, just name at least 4. Name at least 3 people who've been very influential in your journey leading up to now.
Man, that joint closed on me. Hold on a second. 3 people that's been most influential on my journey.
Yeah.
My grandfather, Linwood Earl Washington. Rest in peace to my grandfather. My coach, Kendall Ficklin.
Okay.
And I would say, man, dang, why I gotta choose 3?
I knew you were gonna say at least 3. You can name as many, but I want you to name at least 3 people top of mind.
All right, so my grandfather, Coach Kendall, my 2 older brothers, both of my older brothers, man.
Okay.
And my mother.
Great.
Them, and of course my kids, man. When you got kids, like that's some drive, like.
Yeah.
Like they used to say in football, GATA, get after that ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. They like Shorty can't eat no books.
Shorty can't eat no books, dog.
Aesthetics, man.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, like this degree right here, this still being paid for. I only put it on the wall because the frame was a gift.
It looked nice. It looked nice, man. I like it. It looked nice and shiny and shit.
You know what I'm saying? But the important one is that one up there, that Bay State one.
Hey,
that's the one.
Bronco Pride, baby. Bronco Pride. So let me ask you this, man. What's the key takeaway just from this episode? Of course, we're going to run it back. We may or may not. I think this one was very good. I just want to make sure we can get the audio, but that's neither here nor there. What's the key takeaway you'd like this episode, the first session, for your creators to learn or to take away from this for the listeners?
Give me just a minute. DJ text me.
Okay, cool.
I heard the question of, man, these kids.
DJ getting tall too, man. DJ like what? Almost 6 foot now, right?
Nah, he only like 5'8", maybe. But you know, it ain't hard to be taller than me, man. So you said what do I want the key takeaways for?
If you had to name what's the key takeaway you like this episode to create for your followers? Like from our discussion.
I think the importance of understanding how different stops along the journey all add to the ultimate goal. You know what I'm saying? It's the journey that got us here. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about we've known each other for 21 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we wouldn't even be having this conversation had we not known each other for 21 years. The 100%. Beauty of it is that by learning and knowing people in the journey, there are some people that you're going to be connected to for long lengths of time like this. But we live in a society in a fast-paced world to where you can meet a person and build these kind of relationships in 6 months. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like a lot of people that I've seen join, you know what I'm saying, from people that I follow and that follow me, and I've been building relationships with them.
Yeah.
That's what I love. We can build relationships with people all over the world through social media. So I want people to understand the power of the journey, but also the power of connection. Man.
Definitely.
The power of connection is so important. What I do, I'm only able to be a successful educator because I can connect with people. I can connect with kids. You know what I'm saying? If I couldn't connect with kids and couldn't connect with people, then I wouldn't be a successful math teacher. It would look like a foreign language which is what it looked like to a lot of people. So the journey, enjoy the journey, and also understand the power of connection and where we are right now in this moment. When we look back at those different moments, like it's not the end.
Yeah.
Every day that we wake up, we gotta live. We gotta make it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So we gotta make the best of every day. Like if I wake up in the morning, I'm here. I gotta make it happen.
Exactly.
By any means necessary.
Man, dang, I'm gonna stop it right there. This has been a great pleasure, dog. You know, we had a little bit of rough technical troubleshooting to do earlier, but this gonna be this gonna be the first one. I'm gonna use this for what we can, and we're gonna run this again. But man, this has been such a great session for the first of many sessions with with the cloud, push the cloud channel. Man, I appreciate you. I appreciate you taking time out your day to share with my listeners, share with my followers, share with your listeners or your followers. They can see our genuine relationship, genuine friendship, and how we are genuinely wanting to not only push our clouds, but help the youth in different ways and different capacities push their clouds and have something to go for.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate you as well, brother.
I appreciate it. Now, before we leave, how can our listeners, new and old, everything in between, stay in contact with you, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, IG? Shoot your plugs out there so everybody knows.
YouTube, Young Gurus Math Tutoring. Instagram, Young Gurus _ Math Tutoring.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, Young Gurus Math Tutoring. And my website is actually younggurusmathtutoring.com.
Cool.
But to be honest, I connect with so many more people through Instagram and YouTube. But any one of those, hit me up, shoot me a DM, all that kind of stuff. Let's get it.
Man, this has been great, Dane. Like I said, I am very, very inspired, and now I'm more motivated and disciplined to continue to push my cloud in better ways, and to probably get back on my numbers now, because you got me thinking about how I need to look at my numbers more and pay attention to not only helping my son out, but myself as far as just with math. And I hope all of our viewers and listeners enjoyed this session. Sorry, that was a call coming in. Enjoying this session, man. And let's connect real soon. If you guys haven't already, this is going to be premiering on dystopia.com. Dystopia is a all-in-one platform, www.dystopia.com, where you can go upload your merch, your streams, and any of your music, and you can monetize it all in one platform. If you haven't, we have a deal now where you can pretty much pay for a lifetime subscription and do all of this. I'll put it in the link. But again, this is about making math cool again with Dana Harris, the young guru math tutor, a great friend, a great educator, an inspiring father, and at the end of the day, just a well-rounded young man. And I thank you again for the opportunity, Dane. Yeah, and then we're going to connect soon, man, after this. I got to jump into something else. But we're going to connect soon so we can do the second session. Yep, you too, man. Have a great one. Yep. $220. Happy. Woo! Finally. Yes, sirree. Hold on. I gotta call Jeff too.
Bluetooth disconnected. Pairing.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, we got people coming in. Okay. So, yeah, 55, this one, 55 over. And then, put that, what is that, 35? Okay, well, he's like, yeah, he can do it. But he's hourly, but, you know, I told him that I would get you on the phone so we can all be on the same page. All right, so as soon as he gets me, I'll hit you and you can go take that. All right, cool.